In a quiet little village surrounded by dense forests, there lived a boy named Toby. He was known far and wide as the laziest person anyone had ever met. Chores piled up at his home, books gathered dust on his shelf, and opportunities seemed to float by like clouds while Toby stayed glued to his bed, daydreaming. "Toby, you're wasting your life," his mother often scolded. But no amount of pleading or scolding could ignite a spark of energy in him. Toby's favorite phrase was, "I'll do it later." One afternoon, tired of listening to the endless complaints, Toby decided to escape the nagging by wandering into the forest. He strolled aimlessly, enjoying the serenity and cool shade of the trees. Before long, he came upon a clearing where an elderly monk sat cross-legged on a rock. Meditating, the monk's presence exuded peace and wisdom. Curious, Toby sat down a few feet away, watching him in silence. After some time, the monk opened his eyes and smiled. "What brings you here, young man?" Toby shrugged. "I'm just avoiding work. Everyone says I'm lazy, but I can't seem to change." The monk chuckled softly. "Ah, laziness, a common ailment. Tell me, do you truly enjoy being this way?" Toby hesitated. "Not really. I feel useless sometimes, but every time I try to start something, it feels so hard." The monk nodded thoughtfully. "Let me share a secret to win over laziness." He gestured for Toby to come closer. Intrigued, Toby leaned in. "Imagine you have a small, hungry fire inside you," the monk began. "It feeds on small, dry sticks. Not logs or entire trees, just sticks. Each time you complete a small task, you feed the fire. Over time, it grows stronger, and you'll have enough energy to tackle bigger tasks. The trick is to begin with something so small that it's impossible to say no." Toby frowned. "Like what?" The monk smiled. "Instead of cleaning your entire room, start by picking up one sock. Instead of reading a whole book, read one page. Your fire needs only a stick to get started." Toby nodded slowly, the monk's words igniting a flicker of understanding. "But what if I lose motivation?" The monk's eyes twinkled. "Then remind yourself, a fire left unfed will die, and without it, life grows cold and dark. Feed it daily, even with the smallest stick." Toby thanked the monk and returned to the village. That evening, he decided to test the monk's advice. Instead of cleaning his messy desk, he arranged just the books. It took less than a minute, but he felt a strange sense of accomplishment. The next day, he picked up his clothes, and the day after, he swept the floor. Bit by bit, Toby's fire grew. Weeks later, he was unrecognizable, a boy full of energy and purpose. The villagers marveled at his transformation, but Toby knew the truth. He had learned to feed his fire one small stick at a time.